Would you consider an extension of the sequester approach, or are you going to try something different?
Well, sequester is already in place, as everybody knows, and will continue to be in place if we don't do anything to shut it off.
Are you considering any alternative?
Well, of course, the House has already, on several occasions, voted to turn off sequester, but the Democrats continue to say that the way that they want to fix the problem is to raise taxes. And that is not the way that we think this needs to be resolved. We don't have a taxing problem in Washington, D.C., just like in Tallahassee. We have a spending problem in Washington. We do not have to balance our budget on an annual basis like the legislature has to do in Tallahassee. And so we can continue to borrow money as much as we desire to do. Obviously, you've got to be able to repay your bills, and I think that's where the president is wrong in what he is saying, and that is that we don't have a problem right now with our debt. And the fact is, we do have a problem, $17 trillion in climbing. And so the president, when he says that, he means we can service the debt. Well, we can service the debt because we have artificially low interest rates. If we were paying what interest is usually charged on money, this country would be in a terrible, terrible fix financially. So, I would say that we are doing everything we can to turn sequester off. We're beginning to hear movement on the Democrat side over in the Senate that they would like to do the same thing. So the answer is yes. Remember, sequester was never, quote, supposed to occur. It was supposed to be so egregious that we didn't go here. But unfortunately, we couldn't get the other side to play ball as it related to cutting spending. This is the only way that it could happen. And I'm glad now to see that the president has decided to finally take the authority that we gave him and cut the furlough days down. He didn't have to furlough anybody, but he chose to do that because it was one of the most politically painful things in communities that had a heavy military presence. And so, of course, they started out with 24 days, and then they backed it down to 11 days, and now they're talking about 5 or 6 days, and it may end up even being less than that. He could have cut that off at the very, very beginning.